He was absolutely amazing. I think because he was so kind and funny and clever and compassionate. I think that's the reason I've been able to continue with all the work, because he touched so many people's lives. Even though he was only 22, he'd done such a lot. And he'd met so many people, travelled around the world, got a first at UCL in history, spoke 4 languages. I mean, he had done more than most people ever do in their lives, I think.
I've got a flyer here. It's called All at Sea, a concert. It happened back in October. What's the connection to Oliver and Ollie's future?
It was something that came completely out of the blue for me, but my friend Eileen Sefton, she runs the Sussex Folk Orchestra, and out of the blue she said to us that she would really like to involve Ollie's future, raise money for us at a concert, and that she had been really fortunate. Her orchestra, the Sussex Folk Orchestra, had been picked to be part of a scheme called the Adopt a Composer scheme.
I'm Eileen Sefton and I run the Sussex Folk Orchestra. It's been going for about 21 years now. When we were coming up to our 20th year, we thought, what can we do to make it a little bit special? And I suggested to the orchestra that we go for the Adopt a Composer scheme, which is run by Making Music. So we were very lucky. We got selected. There's only 7 projects in the entire country. And we got selected and matched to Jonathan Brigg, the composer, who has a very impressive CV. He's done work with English National Opera.
At what point in the process did you feel that you needed to have the involvement of Ollie's future?
Fairly early on, I think. When Anne's son Oliver, when he left us, it was such a shock to all of us. So it was just like, yes, let's ask them if they want to be part of this.
I was lucky enough to meet Jonathan Brigg, the composer, and particularly the last movement I felt, which is called The Sea of Solitude. He said he'd really thought about Oliver when writing that piece.
Let's focus in on the music itself. I believe, now I'm no musical expert by any means, it's made up of 5 parts, is it?
Yes.
And what are the different themes as you go through this?
Right, well the whole thing is about 15 minutes and the title is Seafaring Folk, and there's 5 sections: Maiden Voyage, Gone to Sea, Smugglers, which is kind of the centrepiece, Free as Waves, and Sea of Solitude.
Especially with the connection to Ollie's future, how special does it make it that it's going out on national radio?
Well, very special, because for this to happen to Anne and Chris, who have done so much in our local community, putting on lots of projects that brought lots of people together, yes.
Oh, I shall be on the edge of my seat, I think. Very inspired, very proud, and a feeling of being deeply privileged, actually, to be part of something that's so beautiful. How often do you get in your lifetime to be part of something that is so beautiful and gives so much pleasure?